Hey, what is up, guys? This is Eric with OzoneTCG. Today we're taking a look again at the Budget Prank Kids deck profile. This is also a combo guide for you, especially for the new players who haven't really played the deck at all in the TCG or OCG Advanced formats. This guide is for you. I made some changes to the deck list, but before we get into that, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does help support the channel, especially now because we are starting to really grow with Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. But keep on the lookout for more amazing Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel content. We're making guides, profiles, videos, replays, ranked guides, everything. Again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right on to the deck profile. Alrighty, so of course we have the main deck and extra deck. Looks similar to last time, however I did make some changes to the extra deck. We are only playing one Rocket Ride this time. You need at least one. You do need to use that super rare, those crafting points, the 30 of those, to go ahead and generate that card, but you do really only need one. I was playing two before. If you have two, please do play those. This card is really, really good in the grind game especially. And then I also took out an extra Meow Mew. So this card really you only need one, but the best builds are going to go ahead and play three. In this case, I had extra crafting points in the super rare category, so I went ahead and just made the two. But instead of the third Meow, I added an access code. I ended up purchasing an access code for my Lukrembo Tri-Brigade deck. I have been grinding ranked with that. So far, we're almost to Platinum 1 myself. We'll always post a profile of that later on for you guys. But yeah, in the meantime, have access code. The best generic link I would say to get that's an ultra rare. If you have the extra craft points in the ultra rare category, please get this card. It is fantastic, very strong. You absolutely need this to play ranked. Yeah. So then we also have Lukrembo Assembled Nightingale. You just make it off of two level ones, any two level ones, and it can attack directly. It doesn't activate to attack directly, so it plays around certain negation cards. Just to make Zeus. This is the other. Probably the best generic Xyz monster in the game right now, especially paired with Assembled Nightingale. Yeah, and then the other Xyz I choose to play is Baguska, very strong against Eldritch decks and Tri-Brigade decks because they do need to go ahead and have those monsters activate, those main monsters activate. Doesn't affect Link monsters at all, but that's okay. If you can stop them before they start comboing, then you tend to do pretty well in the grind. Yeah, so if you want to play another Xyz monster instead of this, or Assembled, or Zeus, you feel free to. Please do. It's absolutely fine. Then same extra deck as well. So we're going to go ahead and go over to the solo mode. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly what I use to go ahead and test decks out just for the solo mode. It'll be against the CPU. So it's not going to be in ranked at all. And it's probably the easiest way. You can use really any solo mode that allows you to pick your own deck. I do like the Monarch one because I think it is probably the most challenging as far as having the extra deck lock, because you do need to play around that. It's also why you play MST in the main. A lot of Eldritch players in ranked right now. Not really fun to play against. I don't like triple skill drain, but that's okay. You know. So we're gonna go ahead and change the deck out right here over to Budget Prank Kids. Here we go. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and play this right now. And then you can actually choose either random going first or going second. So we're going to choose to go first. I'll show you guys both what you do going first and going second. So really, we're going to start off with just the single Prank Kid combo, assuming we have it. 15 copies of the card. Yeah, we're gonna have it most of the time. Okay, so we have Prank Kids, Lampsies, Desires, Place, Pranks, and Pandemonium. Pandemonium is our Fake Shit All fusion. Prank summons a token by discarding a Prank Kids card, and Place for the search. It's like Meltdown, you had a Prank Kids monster. So we're gonna go ahead and start with this. Really, this is the best card to start with. Not necessarily the normal summon, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start with. We'll go with the. I guess we'll go with Dropsies first. This is just going to be the one card combo, and then we'll go ahead and go into the two card combo later. So we're going to go ahead and normal summon Dropsies, link summon to Meow, and if you're going second, for example, and this is uninterrupted, you'll go your Prank Kids Chainlink 1 and Place Chainlink 2 to chain block, the forbidden word, protects you against Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, while also reducing your opponent's monster's attack by 500, which can be relevant in certain game states. Alrighty. We're going to do that summon. I know we have Lampsies in the hand, but we're going to go ahead and summon that anyway. Or actually, we'll go ahead and go Fansies. Usually you want to have Fansies first or second, because we're going to go into Doodle Doo. And then you always want your Doodle as Chainlink 1 because you do want that spell and trap search. If you have a bunch of spells and traps in hand, You could do it Chain Link 2 to protect your Prank Kids monster from resolving. But with this 1-card combo, the choke point is on that first link summon of Meow Mew. You know, if they chain Ash Blossom your Prank Kids, unless you have a fusion card to extend, in this case we do, but we're just doing the 1-card combo, it probably would end your turn. Unfortunately, that is one of the choke points of the deck. That is the way that they made it work, so you just couldn't have every single combo every single time. We're going to go ahead and summon, let's see, we'll summon Lampsies. Doesn't really matter. Usually I do Roxy's last in this combo just to get that draw at the very end. We're going to go ahead and mill Lampsies. If you don't use your normal, this changes, but we're going to go ahead and summon that Lampsies. Alrighty. And then Doodle will resolve. And in this hand specifically, I think we'll want the extra Pandemonium. So say that we didn't have this in hand, you know, we would go ahead and grab the Pandemonium. I think this is probably the best combo, is to go ahead and use the Pandemonium here. It does lock you into Prank Kids, but we're really only summoning Prank Kids in this combo anyway. Alrighty, and then you can either use your field or your hand. In this case, again, 1-card combo, so we'll go ahead and use both from the field. So pretend like your hand isn't even there, except for it could be really any blank card. We're going to banish Desires once we summon Roxy's. So you'll always want to do it in this order: is Chainlink 1, Lampsies, and then Chainlink 2 Place if you have Place. If you don't have Place, then you're going to go ahead and go Chainlink 2 Rocket Ride. Again, to protect against Ash Blossom. Not that they would necessarily do it here. It also protects against Ghost Spell and Haunted Mansion, another relatively popular hand trap. If they Valor you here, kind of sucks, but we'll always talk about those later on in this guide to see exactly how to play this deck properly. But in this case, we'll go ahead and go Place. So then Place is going to resolve. We're not going to use anything else. We're not chaining anything else. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and burn for 500, and then we get to summon Roxy's. Alrighty, and here we go, Roxy's. And then Rocket Ride activates on the field as an ignition effect. Go ahead and summon this, and summon one of your other monsters. So say if you had this and Polymerization, you can go into other combos. For this, we will just go ahead and summon Doodle Doo and Fansies. And then I usually summon Doodle here, just because we have the zone pointing here, and now we also have the extra zone pointing here. It doesn't really matter. You could summon it here, then summon Doodle over here. It does the exact same thing. And it doesn't really matter where you summon these guys either. But I always take the most monster zone as possible, both because it sometimes helps versus the opponent, but it just gives you the most link arrows. So I remember Bow Wow, if you summon it below or to the right of Bow Wow, your Prank Kids monster will gain 1,000 attack. Very powerful effect when going for the OTK, especially with Access Code. Another, say, Link monster, another Prank Kids Link monster or fusion under it, particularly Weather Washer, plus Access Code, you're usually killing them that turn. So we're going to go and banish Desires. Let me try another one. All right, not great in the actual game, but that's okay too. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and go Dropsies here. And at this point, we will have all our colors in the graveyard. You can see we have a Dropsies, Lampsies, Fansies, and Roxy's in the graveyard. This is very important right now, right? So what we want to do is activate our Doodle Doo. And Doodle Doo can target any Prank Kids monster, so we're going to go ahead and grab our Pandemonium and any color. So it doesn't really matter. It's whatever color you don't have on the field, because you eventually want to have 3 colors in your hand and on the field in total. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and grab, of course, the Pandemonium. We absolutely need that. And then say, we'll say Fansies. I like Fansies, my favorite one, because I love the Foolish effect, right? And then this is our combo. So you see we have a Pandemonium, Fantasy in hand, and Dropsies in hand. We have everything we need to summon Butler. Now you might ask me, well, no, Eric, you actually don't have your third color. Well, we do, in the form of Bow Wow Bark. Bow Wow during the opponent's turn is a quick effect. You contribute it, or in this case, since we have Meow in the graveyard, we can actually banish just Meow to go ahead and activate the effect. Tribute it, and then target 2 Prank Kids cards, not just, again, monsters, in the graveyard, except Link monsters, and then add them to the hand. So we'll actually grab our Lampsies and, say, Roxy's from the graveyard to the hand, and that gives us our Butler. That is a 1-card commitment, and discounting the other 4 cards we have in hand, we still have a +2 in hand and a +2 on the field, and that's just off of place. Obviously, if you just start with the monster, you will not have place. Chain links are a little bit different there, but yeah, we've gone +1, 2, 3 off of a single commitment card. That's not counting the other 4 we have in hand. It's a very strong combo. This actually leads to our Battle Butler. I'm gonna go ahead and go. You can also extend into this. I don't think you ever need to though. Let's see. Yeah, so Butler, you need the 3 colors, red, green, and blue, and then it must be fusion summoned. You contribute it as a quick effect, destroy all monsters the opponent controls. If you have Meow in the graveyard, say you end up tributing Bow Wow, you can Regeki them twice. That is the main gimmick of this deck, is to go ahead and Regeki or Harpy's Feather Duster. If you're against Striker and you have Ripper Roar and Roaster, you're going to do that twice to them. That's the whole point of this deck. Yeah, very strong effects, very low commitment, and not always easy for the opponent to play around. This deck does very well against Sky Striker, very well to an extent against Thunder Dragon, and it was a counter pick during that meta in the TCG Advanced format at the end of 2018. It actually won a YCS. I think it was between 1,500 and 2,000 people. This was before Meow, of course, Link won. But yeah, so this is the 1-card combo. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go into the 2-card combo right now as well. Alright guys, now we have our 2-card combo, so it's going to involve Prankid's Lampseas and Polymerization. Pretend the other cards in the hand don't exist, besides a blank one for banishing off Roxy's. So we're going to go ahead and do the standard normal summon into our Meow. This is basically what you're going to do every single time. Yeah, so go ahead and summon, and then we're going to go ahead and use Lampseas effect, burn for 500. In the actual game, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to keep track of the TCG Advanced format, to keep track of that. So we're going to go ahead and go Fansies. Alrighty. And so what's interesting here is that we can either go for a Totally Awesome, a Baguska, a rank 1, anything like that. Yeah, depending on what you want to do. So we're going to go ahead and go Polymerization. Now, it doesn't work with Pandemonium. The same combo doesn't work here because we have to fusion summon and not be extra deck locked or special summon locked into Prank Kids. Alrighty. So we can go ahead and use this and this for Rocket Ride. Again, zone placement doesn't matter too much here. We are going to go Chainlink 1 Fansies, Chainlink 2 Rocket Ride. He does attack. He can't attack directly for 1,000. Doesn't really matter too much though. That's again just a chain block. So we're gonna go ahead and send. Let's see. We'll go ahead and send Place, because Place is the card we also need for later. Yeah, we're gonna summon, of course, Dropsies. We're gonna go ahead and go Rocket Ride. The only unfortunate thing is that you do have your 2 colors here. Kind of sucks. Yeah, nothing you can really do about that though. Yeah, alrighty. And if you had, say, 2 monsters, 2 Prank Kids monsters at the same level, you could summon them, make an Xyz here. In this case, if I had 2 Fansies, for example, I could make a Symbol Nightingale, I could make a Totally Awesome, I could make a Leviair, I could make a Baguska, I could make anything like that. We are not going to in this case, though. We are going to use Dropsies and one of these others for Doodle Doo. I think I'm going to go Doodle Doo. Yeah, and then of course the typical Doodle Doo Chainlink 1, always going to be Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2 Prank Kids. Dropsies. And so we're going to actually summon, gain 1,000, and we're going to summon our last color. And then we're going to actually add, I think, Pandemonium here. The reason being is that we really want to be able to fusion summon the opponent's turn. That's the whole goal of this deck, right? So we're going to go ahead and go... Normally we would go Doodle Doo in the other combo, Doodle Doo right here, but we're not going to in this case. We're going to go ahead and go Bow Wow. Then we're going to banish again Desires in this hand as our blank card. Then if we started with Prank Kids Dropsies, we could also go into Totally Awesome. If we had an extender or start with Dropsies in this case, but we're not going to. We're going to just do the more safe play here. So we have Pandemonium in the hand. We don't need to add that back. We do want Place though. There is a 3-card combo which I'll showcase next using 2 colors plus polymerization, but this is the lowest commitment hand, besides of course the 1-card combo. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and go place in this case and one of our non-Roxy's colors, because we want to get either Fansies or Lamps in hand, again to have for the fusion summon on the opponent's turn. So we're going to grab that, and in this case I will go again with Fansies. We're not going to chain quite yet, and you always get the draw, of course, so you do have more cards in hand. Yeah, so we're going to activate place, and then grab our last color. So this actually makes sure that you don't, say that they DD Crow you, Ghost Spell you. Yeah, they can't do that in this combo. So it does play around more hand traps, but it does require that extra card. So really, it's a pros versus cons scenario in this situation. Yeah, so this is our ending board. Say that we had, if you wanted to add, I don't know, if you wanted to grab pranks off of Doodle Doo, or you wanted to grab one of your other spells or traps off Doodle Doo, if you had an extra card in hand, if you had your 3 colors in hand, or one on the field and 2 in hand, you absolutely could, and you could grab pranks to get that extra draw in the end phase. But yeah, we have our full setup now. We do have Pandemonium set, and of course we have Bow Wow Bark to grab additional cards. So we could grab any 2 colors. We could grab whatever we want. We can fusion summon on the opponent's turn. Put Butler in the main monster zone, and then special summon 3. Later Bow Wow Bark to go ahead and grab 2 more cards from the graveyard, including Pandemonium. Fusion summon during your next turn for the OTK. The possibilities are quite literally endless with this deck once you get past these 2-card combos. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do the final combo for this video and do the 3-card combo involving 2 colors and polymerization. Alrighty guys, we do actually have the 3-card combo now. We do have Dropsies, Lampsies, and Polymerization. The only other card that you can replace instead of Polymerization is going to be Invocation. So you want a normal summon Alistair for whatever reason, but you can play that instead. In this case, I'm going to opt to play Polymerization. So we're going to start off by actually activating Polymerization straight up. We're not even going to use the normal summon for this until later on. Of course, summon Rocket Ride, summoning these, or using these 2 as material. Summon face up, and this is the point where the chain links do matter, as far as if you're using your pranks in the graveyard first, or if you're using Rocket Ride first. So you always want to go ahead and go your graveyard cards first to trigger, and then Rocket Ride again to protect against Ash Blossom. That is the #1 threat in this deck. It's really unfortunate if they Ash Blossom if you have the 1-card combo. Yeah, it just kind of sucks in that case. Or if they Veiler here, you can still play around it with Veiler in this situation, because you will have another monster. So we're going to go ahead and summon both Fansies, and we're going to go ahead and summon Roxy's. Alrighty. Now, of course, we have our Rocket Ride able to activate, but we're not going to do that quite yet. We're going to go ahead and do some extra stuff. This deck does not play well through Nibiru. Unfortunately, that is also another counter card, or Maxi. I mean, most decks don't play through Maxi very well. That's okay. We don't really care too much about that, but we just want to go ahead and show off this combo. So we're going to go ahead and use our 2 other colors we have not used yet. I'm going to go ahead and summon them here. Now, I'm not going to actually summon Totally Awesome in this case. You absolutely should use Totally Awesome if you're playing this deck in a more competitive aspect. But in this case, I'm going to actually summon a Baguska instead. Not on field, but that's what I have in the extra deck. So if you can see my extra deck right now, I don't have Totally Awesome currently, but we absolutely could summon Totally Awesome. I'm going to show you the line to summon Totally Awesome, though, because that is, I think, the strongest Xyz monster you can play for turn 1 in this deck. Alright, so what we want to do is to go ahead and go Doodle, Chainlink 1, Fansies, Chainlink 2, and then Roxy's Chainlink 3. So we're going to do that right now. Usually I would recommend playing the draw last, because we want to get our cards first. In this case, because we have such low commitment cards anyway, even though it is a 3-card combo, it's just better to draw cards at this point. So we're going to pretend again that these are blank. I'm going to actually banish the Prankid's place. We're going to do this, banish, draw. It doesn't really matter what we draw in this case. If it's a water, that's fine too. We're always going to want to really summon water, though, for this combo. Alrighty. Fansies, we're going to send one of our, either our fusion or pranks, depending on what's in your hand. If you have Pandemonium, don't foolish Pandemonium. If you have pranks, don't foolish pranks. You want to just keep those in your hand. In this case, we're going to go ahead and foolish Pandemonium. Alrighty. And special summon. You can either special summon Dropsies or special summon Lampsies. I think in this case, let's see, we're going to add 2. We're going to go ahead and go Lampsies. Yeah, because Totally Awesome adds back a water monster if used or sent to the graveyard at all. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we can go ahead and add Pranks to our hand. I value Pranks the most in this situation. Next, we're going to use Doodle effect to add back our Pandemonium and Dropsies. So let's go ahead and get Dropsies and Pandemonium. Alrighty. Yeah, so we can go ahead and normal summon our Dropsies. In this case, we'd make Totally Awesome. I'm actually not going to show that right here. Again, I don't have any extra deck right now. I'm playing an even more budget version of the deck besides the main cards you need. But we can go ahead and go Rocket Ride. So at this point, you go ahead and summon, the Totally Awesome. For this situation, though, we're going to go ahead and go Rocket Ride and summon Fansies and Doodle. Reason being is because we're not going to go Bow Wow Bark in this situation to play around DD Crow, Go Spell. Yeah, those are the reasons. And we can leave this on the field for next turn. We could also use it for a fusion summon of Weather Washer. Say you have 2 Pandemonium, you can go Weather Washer and Butler in the same turn during the opponent's turn, because this is only during the main phase. But yeah, and then we also have exactly 3 Prank Kids in the graveyard right now. If we were to link summon, say using Doodle and something else, not that we would have more, but we can currently go Totally Awesome with the 2 Dropsies and still have your monsters. Again, you're going to want to use Totally Awesome first, sending itself to the graveyard because it is an aqua for its cost, and then adding back a Dropsies that you sent to the graveyard when you sent Totally Awesome to the graveyard. So you have your materials. So this is the 3-card combo. We do have Pranks, both Pranks and Pandemonium, and follow-up for the next turn. We're also going to be summoning a total of 4 monsters during the opponent's turn because of, say we had double fusion. Anything like that. We summon at least 3. We can definitely summon the 4 with the Butler and the 3 colors. Yeah, so that's the 3-card combo. If you guys like this basic, really basic Prank Kids for the budget version of the deck, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe again. We're going to push out even more content for other decks as well, so keep on the lookout. This is Eric with OzoneTCG. I'll see you guys in the next one.